Hey, welcome back to my video series. This time around I'm going to do 3 figures at the same time. I've already done Bundy once, so I'm not going to show you too much of him again, just kind of before and after shots. I've given each of these characters a bath. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my nail polish remover once again. I'm not going to put this one on the video because you've seen it all before, but I'm going to clean up all the major spots that these guys have on their pants with nail polish removal. I'm not worried about the black because I am going to recoat the black colors and put a jet black on it, so I'm not too worried about what's on there. There's another Mr. Fuji. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one in the regular colors, and there he falls. And then the other one I'm actually going to do in the style of when Fuji was the manager of Demolition. So I'm going to try my best to do a little bit of face paint like Demolition and get him to where he needs to be. I have done Mr. Fuji before. I'm not super, this is one of my first ones. I'm not real happy with it. I could have used another white coat on it. I used a little bit too much Mod Podge. You can kind of see where it's sticking in there. Too much of it, it doesn't feel great, but again, you got to start somewhere, so not too bad, I guess. But we'll see if these two are a little bit better. So most of it's black and gray work, a little bit of white, so nothing too hard. We'll try jet black this time around. I like the Bundy that I did in jet black, and so we'll do that as well. So I'll make this a little bit shorter because you don't need to see me do all the paint stuff and the tutorials. I'll just show you what kind of paint I use for Fuji. It'll obviously be the white, this the plain white. I have a jet black hiding around here somewhere that I used before. There's the jet black. And then the gray, I gotta figure if I'm gonna use pewter gray, or if I did a combo of it last time. I will check and let you know, and I'll show you what I've done so far. Here's what I have done after my first round of painting. I cleaned up the black and the white as much as I could on each of the Mr. Fuji's. I touched up his goatee as well as his mustache and a little bit of the eyebrows. I went over his hat already, his vest, his white shirt, as well as his entire jacket and shoes. Same thing on the other Fuji figure as well. Those are fairly easy. There's nothing too complex with it. I like the jet black. I think it pops a little bit better than the original black that I did on the first Fuji. And then King Kong Bundy, as I showed before on a previous figure that I did of him, he's really easy to work on. So what I do have left is I need to work on the gray pants of Fuji and maybe a little bit touching up here and there, like looking at the face, with just nail polish remover, and definitely on Bundy, since he's mostly skin, you can see there are some spots that I have not gotten. Kind of reverse the process this time around. I wanted to paint tonight, so I didn't get to the nail polish removal. He's definitely got a lot on his back that he needs cleaned up, and his shoulders, but those should look pretty good by the time that I'm all said and done. And then the gray, again, I've got to take some time and figure out what kind of gray I want. I can't remember if I mixed it or not, or if I used a straight gray. So I'll let you know in the next clip what kind of colors I use, and we'll get Bundy all cleaned up as well. Here is Mr. Fuji. One is a before and one is after. This is Mr. Fuji who is before. A little bit darker color on his pants. I needed to color them because both of them have like different stains and marks. This one, you'll note, is a little bit lighter. Of course, it's still drying, so I'm hoping it'll darken it up when it does dry. But either way, I'm actually okay with it. Not a perfect color match, but close. Granite gray, and then I added 3 to 4 drops of black. It just wasn't getting dark enough, but I put it on him, and I thought, you know, that's good enough. What I'm going to do again is turn him into Demolition Axe, my bad. Turn him into Mr. Fuji from Demolition as their manager. And I think I'm going to do both of them that way. That way if someone wants one, I can sell one, because I already have a Fuji that's finished. So I'm going to do some more of the gray on the coat, and then I'll finish Mod Podging him, and Fuji will be finished. But then I'm going to try and do the face paint, as I said, of when he was managing Demolition. Here are the finished Mr. Fuji's and King Kong Bundy. Bundy's pretty simple. I didn't show much in the other videos just because he's a simple black, and then just put a coat of Mod Podge on him. Turned out pretty well. Nothing really wrong with him, so not going to talk about him much. Now on the other hand, with the two Fujis, I do have a little bit of discoloration here on his leg. That's because I need to Mod Podge it. That's still some flat black that I had to go back over again. But I decided to do the Fujis in the style of when Mr. Fuji was the manager of Demolition. And so that was pretty simple. I used the flamenco red for that coloring, and I tried to match it on a picture that I saw online, and then I just outlined it in black. I used a really small brush. Used a really small brush, if I can get in the picture. There you go. Just a Walmart brand brush that I used just to outline everything. I did have to go over it a couple times on the side there. I could not get the little V shape down well enough, so I used my nail polish remover and I thinned it out and I redid it. And so what the goal is going to be is I'm going to have coming soon is another axe figure. I've already redone this one. There's no video with it. I wasn't doing videos at the time, but I've got another Smash coming, or another axe coming, and I'm going to do him in the in Smash paint instead. And I'm going to try and find a couple of tag team belts, and so I'll have Axe and Smash and Fuji from their Demolition run as a tag team. So that's the plan at least. At least I got two Fujis, so I'll probably sell one at one point. I just thought I've got three Fujis. One is already in my ring, and he's finished original, and so I just want to do these ones. So there you go. Don't know what the next video will be. Probably whenever my blue ref comes and Smash, and I'll do a video then. So thanks for joining me.